Happy Sunday, everyone. Let's go ahead and hop into the forecast. It's going to be a hot couple of days, especially with those first alert weather days on deck for the next couple of days. So right now we're looking at Madison, I-565. Beautiful weather so far. Can't really complain about it. If you've been outside a little bit, it's a little warm, kind of humid, but it's a nice day to enjoy outdoors. Just make sure you're hydrating, especially now into the start of the work week as well. Traffic seems to be flowing smoothly. We've got a couple of clouds in the area. Beautiful sunshine to note. Temperatures still sitting in those mid 90s for the day. So right now we're not seeing too much on our radar. We had a couple of pop-up showers around the Hamilton area. You can kind of barely see those pop up just past that county there. But for the most part, what we're expecting is some dry conditions heading into the next couple of days. We'll see some spotty showers reminiscent to this setup here on our radar. We'll see that for the next couple of days. However, once we get into Wednesday is going to be kind of our switch day. What we're determining right now is that the temperatures could struggle to get up to those mid 90s. It'll still be hot nonetheless, but if we have rain chances coming in a little later on Wednesday, those will make for some hotter days ahead. But if they come in earlier Wednesday, that cold front settles in, we should experience some cooler weather going into Wednesday. Now, we could possibly still be in the lower end of the 90s, but we just want to make sure that you're aware that rain is on the way heading into the week ahead. So right now, temperatures rather warm across the board. We're still in those mid 90s, kind of gearing up for tomorrow, but you can see Lawrenceburg is at 86, rather cool, and Haleyville at 89, but most of us hanging around those low end 90s, and that's what we'll see for the next couple of days. Lots of us in those mid 90s, 94s, 96s, all around for the next couple of days. I do want to get into the heat advisories in just a moment because we do have some updates as far as those go. Max will work with me. There we go. So for our Tennessee counties, your heat advisory is still going strong until Wednesday, 8 p.m. that evening. We're also seeing Alabama's heat advisories extended for a couple extra days as well. We're seeing that extended into Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. Now, there are some conversations of them possibly making this an excessive heat warning going into Tuesday, because Tuesday is going to be the warmest day of the three. Like I mentioned with Wednesday, we have those rain chances coming in, and the earlier they come in, the cooler it gets sooner, and that may make it a little bit harder for us to get up to that mid 90 mark. Now, we may just be just under it, so don't expect a drastic change to Wednesday. It'll still be rather warm, but if those rain chances come in a little earlier, it'll make it a bit of a challenge for us to see those temperatures. So I'll check out some comments, and of course, I want you guys to let me know if there's anything you guys are worried about heading into the next couple of days. Hello, Gary, and good afternoon, Brenda. Thank you guys so much. It is very warm outside. You're welcome, Denise. This is what we do. We want to make sure you guys are making sure that you're well aware of what's going on for the next couple of days. When we say first alert weather days, we want to be the first to alert you about the weather in the coming days. That's the point of it. That's the entire point. So I am so glad you all are tuning in and keeping up with what we've got going on in the next couple of days. Now, we aren't expecting any dangerous lightning, Gary. So right now with those showers and storms, that's going to come later this week. And of course, we'll be able to tell a bit more of the details going into those showers and storms heading into the weekend. And with that rain chance moving in Wednesday, it's going to actually create a much more wet weekend ahead. So enjoy the dryness while we've got it, because once we get into about Wednesday, Thursday, tumbling into the weekend, we've got some rain chances throughout most of those days. And of course, I'll walk you through that in just a moment. But here's what we're seeing right now with these heat index numbers heading into the next couple of hours. We're already seeing possibly, I feel like that may be a bit high there, but we're still right under that 107 degree mark. So 111, I want to say that may be pulling from a different area, but 107 for the most part, and that's what we're expecting to see for the next couple of days. Like I mentioned, we could be anywhere between 106 to 110 with these feel-like temperatures. And there were conversations of adding Sunday into the first alert weather days, and even adding them into the heat advisories, due to the fact that like I mentioned, this is kind of kicking off the high heat that we're going to see for the next couple of days. So make sure that you are staying hydrated. You're taking the opportunity to be well aware of what we've got going on. Hello to you as well. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. So, of course, I want you all to make sure that you're planning around these hours, especially if you have some yard work to do tonight, or if you are maybe wanting to sit out on your patio, enjoy the last little bits of your weekend before you get the work week started. You want to make sure that you are still hydrating, sitting in the shade, taking some time in the shade as well, take some breaks. We're going to see these high temperatures for the next couple of days. So tonight's low is expected to be around 76 for a good deal of us. It's mostly clear, but warm and muggy, and that's kind of the run of the same type of temperatures that we run into at this time of year. Plenty of humidity to go around. It's going to be air you can wear, as Eric and Jeff like to say in the mornings, but once again, we'll see some of that moisture kind of die down in the next couple of days. So again, these are your first alert weather days, Monday through Wednesday. You can look at those temperatures there at the higher end of the 90s for Monday and Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we come back just a little bit. And I mentioned that's one of our days that's going to make a definite difference in between the next couple of days following it. It could also be a struggle once again to get up to that 94-degree mark, and that's solely because of the timing that we're seeing with these showers and storms. If it comes earlier in the day, then we'll see some lower chances of low in 90s, some more humidity to come as well, but less warm. Still rather hot though. That's the biggest note there. But Monday and Tuesday will definitely be brutal. Wednesday will be less brutal. So it's just kind of picking your battles here. If you have some things to do in the next couple of days that'll have you outside for extended periods of time, if you could at all change it to be away from those high heat hours, or even if you think about maybe moving it indoors, or giving yourself an alternative, it's going to be real hot, and you want to make sure that folks are well aware. Something else to think about for our folks that maybe still have students that are out for summer break, or maybe they're headed to, I know we just wrapped up a couple of summer camps, but if there's still some opportunities you all are out and about and enjoying the last couple of days of summer, make sure you're staying hydrated, as well as checking in within your neighborhood. Check in on your neighbors, especially your elderly neighbors. Make sure that they are well aware that it could be hot in the next couple of days. And something to also think about as well, if you're having anything delivered, I'm an Amazon girl myself, but if you're having anything delivered, say medications or even your groceries, definitely try and schedule that to be earlier in the day or way into the evening. It's going to be brutal outside, and the last thing you want to forget is maybe you needed a run for some milk, you had it delivered, and it spoils due to the brutal heat. So make sure you are keeping up with that. And again, hydration is key. Water, liquid IVs, really good to mix into your water. Gatorade, Powerade, make sure you're adding in all sorts of hydration. You cannot be too hydrated in this point in time. Also, lighter clothing. If you're anything like me, I love a good sweatshirt. I actually just took off one of my sweatshirts here. Make sure that you are wearing appropriate clothing to go outside. It's hot, we're in that time of year. So make sure you are definitely, yes, Lorianne makes a good point. Check in on your pool cleaners. They are not okay in this heat. Please schedule some break times for your pool cleaners, your Amazon delivery people, all sorts of folks that have to be out and about working in this heat. If you've got your yard folks coming in as well, think about them in this heat. Maybe leave a nice gift basket out for them with some water and some treats, something that they can eat and enjoy to take a break in the shade. Maybe let them sit on the porch for a moment. It's going to be hot. That's all we can really say at this point. So, of course, we want to look ahead to the next point of the week with those rain chances. We'll start to see some of the temperatures fall down a tad as we head into the next couple of days. So out the door for your Monday, 96, once again, can't stress that enough. It's going to be hot, brutal, and a couple of possible showers. We'll see some daytime heating showers, but they won't last very long. They'll be very isolated in nature. It's a low amount of breeze. We've only got about 5 miles of a northwestern breeze blowing for us throughout the day, and that's not going to do much to cool you off. So, of course, with that drier heat, we have less moisture going on in the area. It's going to make for some very uncomfortable feeling outside. So make sure, once again, can't stress it enough, water. Make sure you've got some appropriate clothing. We want to make sure we're keeping it t-shirts and shorts and, the lighter pair of pants in your closet. Think in that nature, in that term. We don't want anybody falling out, okay? We want to make sure heat illness stays very far from you, and make sure you know the signs of that as well. But out the door tomorrow, it's going to be a warm start to the day at 82 degrees right around 8 a.m. But you notice we start to kick it up a notch heading into the afternoon time. We'll hit 96 for a couple of hours in between the 2 to 4 p.m. hours. But what we're expecting to see for the rest of the evening, still those temperatures taking a chance to tumble into those upper 80s. So looking ahead at the week, we've got those first alert weather days that I hope you have nailed it in your mind. It's going to be hot, hot, hot. You're ready to hydrate. You've already started hydrating. You have planned out your outfits for the next couple of days, and they are light clothing. Light. Yes, let's think of lighter. Maybe some of the dry fit, I think, Nike's dry fit or something like that, something that is of that nice and light material. But moving past that, Wednesday is going to be the day that we start to see heavier chances of rain. And the earlier it comes, the harder it will be for us to get to that 94-degree mark, but it will still be hot nonetheless. So don't let that fool you into, it's not going to be as hot. It'll still be hot. It's just going to turn the tide heading into the rest of the week ahead. We could see temperatures drop quicker heading into Thursday. So that's the only thing that'll majorly change. Wednesday, we're looking at those rain chances to change for the Thursday and weekend ahead. So looking at the weekend beyond that point, we start to see temperatures go into those mid 80s. So hold on, hang in there. It's gonna be hot for a couple of days, but we will start to see some cooler weather at some point, if you could call it that. We'll take what we can get around here. But moving into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be a wet weekend. So if you had any plans heading into the weekend, you might want to start moving those indoors, making some other plans. They're going to be isolated in nature. So of course, we'll show you the areas that will probably see the heaviest amount of rain, but have some backup plans. You might want to start thinking ahead into the next weekend, but it'll be cooler. So you may be able to enjoy things a little earlier in the day, or once those showers pass through, you may be able to enjoy the rest of the evening, sit out in the patio a little longer, enjoy the backyard. Maybe if you have a pool and it's not lightning, there's no lightning outside. If there's lightning outside, back in the house, but enjoy your time outdoors. It'll be much better than what we've seen this week. We've just got to push through the hard part of the first alert weather days. But moving into the following work week, we do start to warm back up. However, at this point, doesn't look like it's going to be as hot as what we're seeing for this Monday through Tuesday, and even heading into Wednesday. So that following work week, you'll notice Tuesday and Wednesday on the end of our 10-day there, 90, 93. We're not estimating those to be extreme heat. So it'll be rather comfortable, which is good to note. Just want to check in with our comments for the moment. Warehouse workers feeling 20 degrees hotter. See, these are the jobs that I want you guys to think about. Make sure that you are wearing your appropriate gear, but also taking plenty of water breaks and hydrating as you should, for sure. Definitely thinking about our folks that are working outside or working in some areas that are warmer than normal. So for the next 2 to 3 days, we've got some brutal extreme heat. We'll keep you updated as things change, but once again, heat advisories expected through Tuesday for our Alabama counties and our Tennessee counties through Wednesday. Now, Alabama, we could see that extended another day, but once again, it's due to those rain chances that we're starting to kind of toe the line there with Wednesday. So as always, we'll update you right here on Weather Extra via our shows, on our Facebook accounts as well. We're always here to help. We're all ears. If there's any concerns that you've got for the next couple of days, or even heading into the weekend, maybe you're starting to think about your weekend plans for the next weekend and you're worried about those rain chances, feel free to message, comment. We're always here to help. And like I mentioned, that's the point of the first alert weather days. We want to be the first to alert you about the weather in the days ahead. So we want to make sure that that is all taken care of. Of course, as always, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I hope you have an amazing week ahead. Stay hydrated and make sure you're eating, taking care of yourself as well. Bye, everybody.